Welcome back to episode 8, either 8 or 9, of the 5-Star Talk podcast, the Lily of the Valley of podcasts. Here with me is Millie.
The Lily of the Valley? Hey guys.
So yeah, I am JayBee, and here with us is C.
Hello.
So obviously C has been in a few of our videos in the past, and we just thought it would be great to finally get them on the podcast for a few Q&A sections and just banter in general. So how do you feel?
Fine.
Do you feel like the Joker coming on the Murray Franklin, sir?
Yeah.
You happy?
What the hell do you mean by them?
Them?
You just said them.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't know what I said, it's late. But yeah, so Millie will be going over the structure of today's podcast, but I guess to kind of add a little context. So last episode we had Alex from the Steelo and Cree channel on, super amazing people, and they were just kind of asking us some questions about us as creators and just people in general. So we just thought we would take this time to kind of take a back seat from, you know, the creator guest spots and just, you know, have a little breather and just get to know us as people and kind of just lay the foundations of the future of the show. So Millie, take it away with that schedule.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at like the games that first got us into like Nintendo or just gaming in general. So we've got kind of a bucket of questions and we're all going to answer them unless they're directed at like one person, and we'll just go along the line and pick one out. So...
Sorry, it's just like C keeps grabbing my belly.
So the first question we all need to answer is, what is your desert island game? So by desert island, what's the one game that you would like, if you could only ever have one game to play for the rest of your life, what would you choose? So JayBee, start at your end of the line. What do you want to play?
Question. Are we on this desert island alone? If so, I need to cater if we're doing co-op games or just single-player storyline games.
Okay, so let's get rid of the desert island bit. That's just like a concept of, or like a saying. Just in your life right now, you can only ever have one game. What game are you going to choose?
So it's my ride or die game.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
like you can play it with co-op, like, you know, if I'm there playing with you or C, or just on your own.
I think Animal Crossing, definitely. Like, surprise, surprise. Just because I think that's so immersive and there's the real world clock and the creativity. I just feel that regardless, I can put hours into it no matter where I am, who I'm with, and there's always that type of creativity there to be had.
Okay, C, you're saying?
Well, I'll probably pick Breath of the Wild then. Because it's just such an expansive game that you can do anything in, really, and it has such a large amount you can do. Really.
You enjoy tickling that man for a paraglider?
Yeah.
No, to be fair, the art style's phenomenal and I can completely see why you're saying that. Is there any degree of multiplayer in that game?
No.
So it's literally just like storyline, a bit like Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's just a way to get away from you.
Yeah.
David can play on his own.
Escapism.
Mine, like, is really dull. It's one that I've played since I was like 12, and it's Sims. I just always go back to playing that.
You know what we just got reminded of?
What?
Our cousin.
Oh! Yeah, and we thought it was you that was more like the cousin.
No.
But yeah, I've played Sims since I was like 12, and I just go through like burnout with it where I don't play it for months, but then I can't stay away from the computer for a good like week. So yeah, that's my one game. See, do you want to pick a question?
No. Read it out.
Yeah, I'll read it out. It's like, shall I read it out in your voice?
Yeah, one.
No. What is your favourite scene/location from a Nintendo game? Ooh,
Okay,
that's a good
JayBee,
one.
you're starting again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're just gonna go down the line.
Okay, so I think mine would either be... Oh... I'm thinking something expansive, like the moon level from Odyssey, because I think the way that they add in, you know, the different gravity there and just the level of exploration is really nice, but I kind of feel bad because it is literally just the moon, but with like a castle on it, so I'm just trying to be a bit more creative. So I'm going to say maybe the Arum spaceship from Kid Icarus Uprising, just because I think it's so technical. It's like an Iron Man paradise, and I love the music that goes with it. Like, so I think yeah, the Arum spaceship.
Mm-hmm. So does it have to be a scene in a game, or can it be like a title screen?
Oh, a
Could be a
title
title
screen.
screen
Yeah, that would be
too.
cool.
I guess any visual, really.
Yes.
Graphic 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first title screen I would go with is from Ocarina of Time.
Oh, is that the one where it's Zelda getting dragged away on a horse?
No, it's Link on a horse.
Is Link on the horse?
Yeah, Link's on the horse, and it's got the piano.
Ah,
Yeah, I like the music and the
that's
theme to
cool.
that, and also the title screen to Twilight Princess. Maybe that's good as well.
See, that's cool. I think Zelda usually has like really good title screens. Like even stuff that, and I keep mentioning this because I'm in love with the game, but even Spirit Tracks, like it opens up with like Link and like Ghost Zelda on the trains, and I just think it's so cool because it instantly sets you up for what you're about to get.
It does.
There's no nonsense with The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
What you see is what you get.
See, I think Legend of Zelda sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to you finishing the playthrough, JayBee.
Yeah, well, maybe one day.
Yeah, one day soon. I think mine favourite kind of location or scene, and I'm quite happy JayBee didn't steal this one, I'm going to say Our Island on Animal Crossing.
Oh, that would have been amazing, but I guess that changes, so you can't really get a permanent thing. Oh, see, I can't believe I didn't think of the museum, actually.
Or the aquarium, yeah. It's quite good.
Because I'd love to just go there in real life and just, like, wave at the fish.
Yeah, you used to call that like your little lockdown day. You used to just walk around the aquarium. It's like, yay, I've gone out.
It's amazing.
Okay, next question.
Big questions.
Which Mario character is most like you? So JayBee?
See, I don't think there's anyone like me in the Mushroom Kingdom because...
Wario.
No, Wario. Well, no, because I'm kind of like just like I can be chill, I can be a bit mad, I'm sleepy quite a lot of the time. You know what, I was gonna say Luigi because I'm quite scared of ghosts, but I also like, if I was gonna have an adventure, I think it would be somewhat paranormal, and I think I don't know. I think I'm probably constantly in the shadow of my cooler siblings in it, see, but I actually think maybe Princess Peach, because I think if I was ever just like caught or kidnapped, I'd just kind of wait for someone to rescue me.
I don't think anyone would be able to kidnap you.
So yeah, what do you think?
I'm not sure really. I mean, I don't know.
You could be... What's that one called? In Kid Icarus Uprising.
Doing a Mario character.
No, but... Oh, wait, Mario?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I've got you then. You know Egad? Because he's just like a little
Egad?
thing. He's like the scientist. Because you're clever, but you don't really speak much. You've got the kind of timid voice. Like Egad always like talk like... And I think just that would be you, like you'd go on an adventure, but you'd kind of like sit in a little room trying to figure stuff out, and just like you'd be like this little thing,
Yeah.
or a toad.
See, I always associate you two with Mario and Luigi because like every game we've ever played together, like Mario Party, Mario Kart, you know, you were always Luigi, Sue was always Mario, and then it's kind of like the two brothers, one's a little bit shorter than the other, one's a bit taller than the other.
Who's the taller one?
Definitely Sue, of course. So it just kind of, it's just what I'd associate with you two in terms of Mario characters. I'd say for all I was play as Peach, I'd say I'm kind of more like Bowser in like the loud, disruptive, trouble-causing, kind of negative associations.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So you're like a villain?
You always said that I'd make a good Disney villain,
You
right?
you would be a phenomenal Disney villain, especially with like the songs and stuff.
All about getting that Disney villain song.
So let's get another question, but let's kind of do it in reverse order now, so we're kind of changing up
starting
who's
with
going
me.
first, just for a bit of variety. Right. Ooh, JayBee, who
What
does
was
Millie
this?
remind you of the most? Peach, Isabelle, or Rosalina? Now, obviously you play as Peach quite a lot in our Mario playthroughs, but I'm actually going to say Rosalina. And this is kind of going to be for, like, weird reasons. But Rosalina kind of goes on that observatory, and her job is to kind of protect the Lumas and look after the Lumas. And I think you're quite a motherly person, like quite a caring person. Like you've always got
Aw.
like a lot of little nieces and nephews, and obviously when I get confused, you help me. And I just think I could imagine you on like one of those observatories, just like looking after all these little stars. I just think it's cute.
Is this you admitting to all the times when you go to call your mum and end up phoning me instead?
Yeah, but no, that's a common mistake. That is a common mistake. Isn't it, C? You do that, right?
No.
Who's he gonna call when he means to call your mum?
Ghostbusters.
Okay, next question. So I guess, okay. So we said that we're starting at this end, right? So the question is, describe the game you'd like Nintendo to make next. So I guess I kind of said this on the Harley Q podcast. Other than Animal Crossing, I don't think there's much for like typical girl games for the Switch. So I'd quite like something more kind of like girl based in terms of like something really basic, like a designing game, maybe more like closed than Animal Crossing, because Animal Crossing's kind of like island design. So anything artsy like that. Also cooking. I used to play loads of cooking games on like the DS, all that
Isn't
sort
there
of stuff.
Cooking Mama on the Switch?
Yeah, they recently did Cooking Mama,
Cooking Mama
but
graphics are awful. Like I don't know if
ooh, controversial.
because like I always had a DS and they did this Imagine range and just like the graphics on there for like the cooking games was so much better than Cooking Mama. So I'd probably go for a decent cooking game for that.
So that would be cool. It'd be great if they could do like a Sims for the Switch. Like
No, I feel like they kind of more or less got there with Animal Crossing. For you can't design like the shape of your house. You can do some exterior elements. I'm quite happy with just Animal Crossing for the design elements.
that is really sweet. See, that would be cool. I mean, I think they will do stuff because I think the Switch does have a long life ahead of it, like so to speak. Even
Yeah.
if they do like a Switch Next or a Switch Ultimate, I think they'll still continue to produce games of backwards compatibility for ages and ages.
Casey, your
Let's
turn.
hope.
Yeah.
Your turn. What game would you most like to see like released for the Switch next?
I'm sorry, I just clonked myself on the desk there.
I'll probably be stealing JB's idea by saying a Spirit Tracks remake.
Oh, you did steal it. I was gonna. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's about it,
No.
really.
Okay,
Leaving you now.
I've got a wish list. Okay, so Diamond and Pearl Pokemon remakes. That would be amazing if they want to encompass it. You just do like one version and call it, Pokemon Platinum Deluxe. That would be amazing. I am dying to play through Generation 4 of the Pokemon region again, because for all the Hoenn region, Generation 3 was my first, Pokemon game. The one that I have kind of like the clearest memories of and like the fondest memories of is Diamond and Pearl, so I just think that that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. If they get that on the Switch, I think it'll be mind-blowing. They can use the underground as the wild area equivalent. Oh, I'm like, it's just going to be amazing. Also, as much as I would want a Kid Icarus Uprising port or like remaster for the Switch, I kind of think that if I wanted to play that game, I could on the 3DS. And it's great to give people opportunities to play older games by porting it, but they're doing so many Wii U ports for that purpose. I think it would be great to have a Kid Icarus Uprising sequel on the Switch. They could have the same team, same voice actors, and do a new score. Obviously, bring back some of the iconic ones. But a new Kid Icarus Uprising game.
Do you know what, JB? I'm actually pleasantly surprised with you. Like, you actually gave a comprehensive answer there. I was literally just expecting you to be like, well, you can only get this on the DS, so I can't see it on the big screen. And you can only get this on the DS, so I can't see that on the big screen. And just kind of make a list of, like, just because you want to see it on a bigger screen.
See that? Yeah, I guess so. Because I'm a bit of a nostalgic person, and I'm a bit easily pleased when it comes to that type of stuff. But I just think that those would be cool. And also Luigi's Mansion 4, but I think that'll be a few years off. Right. So next questions. What do you most want Nintendo to do/make for the Mario 35th anniversary? Ooh. So a
Okay.
juicy one this time.
So for still starting with me, I am loving some of the stuff they're doing. I'm loving the Lego Mario that's just come out, and I'm really excited we've ordered the home circuit for Mario Kart. but I don't feel like there's enough variety getting represented in terms of characters. It's always just Mario. Like Lego Mario, there isn't any Luigi variants, which I know JayBee would love to see. And for me personally, I want to see Peach variants as well. So I just want them to kind of broaden the concepts that they've already put out there.
Yeah, like, I guess you can understand because it's like the anniversary of the original Mario game, or like the original Mario Bros. But that would encompass Luigi. I'm pretty sure. Like, I didn't play through that. Obviously, I think I was like not even thought of at that time when that was being released because it's like the 35th, and I don't even know how old I am at this point. I'm like, what? How old am I? Like 20.
12.
12. So it was years off from me. So I missed out on that. But there was a whole thing for like Year of Luigi, which was awesome, but then they just kind of forgot about them. And you'd understand it if that was like universal, but like you said, home circuit, they're doing double packs, the Mario pack and the Luigi pack, and that's fine. I guess it would be nice to have some Peach representation there. But with other stuff like Lego Mario, you can get the starter course, but just with Mario, there's no Peach minifigure.
Not only that though, you can get like Mario's home, and you get Yoshi in that. They do stuff with Koopa. They've got Bowser, so they've got like the villains. Why can't they bring back some of the nice characters too?
Yeah, the friends. That would be amazing. Like, I think I would love for them to make a new Super Mario Bros. Game. You know, like literally new Super Mario Bros.
Oh, is this your answer to the question?
Kind of,
Okay.
because there's a lot of stuff that they've done, but I think they have. It's been years and years and years since they've done one of them from the ground up. Because the last one they did was Deluxe for the Switch, and that was a port of the Wii U game. And they kind of have got into a stage where they're following the same formula. You know, it's going to be a grass level to start off with, and then desert, then snow, and it's going to end with some fire level. And I just think it'd be cool to like do something different with that. Like a new 2D platformer, but a bit different. Maybe it can start almost a bit like a 2D Odyssey, where it starts in some like Jurassic World, then it goes to some food world, and then, you know what I mean, like a whole haunted world. That'd be amazing.
Okay, see, what do you want to see for the 25th anniversary?
I'd probably want to see them to either remaster the Super Mario Bros., which was on the DS. You know, with the mini games and all that.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Because the hours we put into the download play, you know, where you could be Mario and Luigi and fight over the star, and you could like ground pound someone to get rid of the star. Oh, the hours we must have put into that.
I mean, that was a really good shout. It was that good. JayBee looked like he was about to fall back off his chair for a second there.
And I remember telling you, I think it was in the playthrough of Mario 64, when I'd spent so long just like training myself on this DS game to do the final level. And at the time, that was when our older sister was living there, and every time I was on the last level, she'd make a point of like trying to disturb my game.
I thought you were going to say she just turned the system off.
No, well, she'd try and pop my game out, because like then, like if you pop the Switch, like the DS cartridge out, like the system goes all funky. So she'd like chase me around the house trying to pop my game out when I was on the last level. But I finally did it. And that was when a whole other platform just sprung out of nowhere and this massive green castle came, and that was one of the most frustrating moments of my entire life. I think it actually made me sick. Like, I just think I completed this level. I was like, yes, I finally saved the princess, and then Bowser Jr. just like rickrolls me and like a massive green castle comes out, and I think I was just sick.
I mean, bit off topic there, but literally everything makes JayBee sick. I remember once he was telling me he got a Kindle for Christmas, and just getting a Kindle for Christmas was enough to make him sick, so he was just sick on this gift that he literally just got.
Because I couldn't do it. Like, I loved it, obviously. Like, I'm more of like a book person in terms of like, you know, hard books that I can smell, I can cuddle. But like, I just got so bewildered with it, and I couldn't work it out, and like, I had to adjust the brightness, and it just made me ill. But yeah, all that came from that. You know, that is a good shout though, because they should do that at some point. Because it was such a great game, and it'll bring back the blue shell, you know, where you can be a turtle Mario, which has never appeared since. And that was a great power up. So, we have our next Happy Air from the Goblet of Fire.
Ooh, this is a question for me. Who's better at Mario Kart, JayBee or C? See, I think I would have always said C, but then JayBee realised and started training too hard for it. So then he memorised nearly every course, and then, you know, the Switch introduced the mirror option, and then that just kind of messed it up for him a bit.
Yeah, the mirror option actually is challenging. We've only just started doing it, but it is difficult, especially. And I'm not gonna get too like arrogant here, but I wouldn't say I'm amazing at Mario Kart, but I'd say that confidently I've muscle memorized at least
Yeah.
the path to like a good percent of the ones on the Switch, and so to like get ready to use your drift one way, and then it ends up just like taking you towards a wall, and you're like, oh gosh, and then you have to like double down on it. It's just so confusing.
I have to say C for one reason. I remember a time when JayBee came over to me like, okay, we're about to play Mario Kart with C. Let's be on a team. Like, you don't throw shells if you know I'm in front of you. Just like throw them at him, and I'll try and do the same.
Yeah, like a
So I feel
alliance.
like just the fact that JayBee needs to strategize to try and win, C's got to be better.
I mean, I'll still take that as a compliment, considering that I am the master sensei that trained C in Mario Kart. So I think I deserve some of the clout, even though you're the superior player.
Just purely skill.
It's pure skill. I've got mad skill. Right, I'll start this one again.
Okay.
Unless C wants to start. Maybe.
Start it.
Yeah, he doesn't want. Okay. Ooh. Okay. What game merch do you most want that doesn't yet exist? Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna start off by saying that I would, even though I've spent way too much money on this little hobby, I'd love them to do amiibo figures of Animal Crossing characters. Like they
Yeah.
do the cards, which is amazing. We've got a little folder that you can fit stuff in. And they do some for special characters like Blathers, KK Slider, but I'd love to just have like all of the residents of our island Militopia as like figures. So we have Cody, Sylvia, and just have them all there. Imagine that. You get from number 1 all the way to the last one just in these figures. You can display them in places, and I think that'd be awesome. I'd love that so
You
much.
could probably find them on the internet.
And a KK Slider onesie. I really want a KK Slider onesie.
I got you a onesie for your birthday, and you've not worn it once.
Yeah, because it's been warm. Once it gets to like the brisk cold of December, obviously I'll be in it all the time with my hot chocolate and stuff.
Okay, C, what would you most want?
Tell me what you want. What you really want.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Because most of the games I play, they've all got merch.
Well,
Pretty much.
what merch do you want? For like, do you want like a what do you play? You play like grown-up games. Like, do you play Call of Duty? Do you want Call of Duty Pro Controller or?
No.
I guess sticking to Nintendo, you've played 3D All Stars, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want of that? Would you like 3D All Stars Joy-Cons? A keychain?
Maybe have like a figure of all 3 Marios sort of in their own selected design, all in one.
That would be awesome. Almost like, you know, those figures they do in that shop near here. The one that Boomlight's going into.
Oh yeah.
Like, one of those, what do you call them? Like, not clay, but there's a word for it. It looks like the bookends we got. But like one of those nice deluxe models. Like, you could have 64 Mario, like, doing his little backwards flip. Sunshine Mario, obviously, you know, jetting off using Flood, and Galaxy Mario, maybe in the pose that he does when he, you know, jumps on the launch star. I would get that. That would be amazing. I really want that now. You've upset me. What about Millie?
I'd agree with JayBee. There's definitely not enough official Animal Crossing merch. Like, you can go on eBay, you can go on, I think people use Etsy as well, and you can get stuff, but it's not kind of official. Also, the amiibo cards aren't up to date. There's some missing, and I'd kind of go for that. But again, I think ultimately the one thing I'd choose is I want Peach's Castle added into the Lego Mario set.
That would be great, and they could do that. They could literally have like not Hyrule, like literally, you know, like Peach's Castle with Peach, and in terms of enemies, you could just have some like bob-ombs as like a homage to like the first level on 64. I think that would be cool, and I just wish that they did more like directed at kids things for me to buy in Animal Crossing. Like, the one franchise that I absolutely adored growing up in terms of playing games was Club Penguin, the original Club Penguin, and they did so much merch for that. There was like Jitsu cards, plush toys, and play sets. Like,
figures as well.
Yeah, there was like, and they came with these codes that you could redeem online for like coins. And if they did that, like if they had like a Blathers figurine, and if you type in or scan in the amiibo, they've actually got a built-in system for that. Scan in the amiibo and it does something on the island, like you have a Blathers, Blathers cardboard standee, or one of those Blathers posters, but what they've done for Jack recently, where it's like a hologram one.
Yeah.
And just the playsets, imagine that, like Gulliver plus pirate ship, like
That would be amazing.
because they did so much for Club Penguin. Like I think we've still got an igloo somewhere, and if you have like a Penguin toy, you can put it on there and it'll play music from there. I just think there's so much they could do, like a KK slider. And if you type in a code, or if you buy separate albums, you can play KK Slider songs on like vinyl almost. Like, there's so much they could do. Endless.
Almost
merch.
like a collector's folder, for example. So this is going to sound a bit dorky. You used to get magazines when you were a kid that had a little gift inside. Almost like you could get a folder and you could slot in these mini KK Slider albums into the folder.
Oh.
So like Pokemon.
Kind of like Pokemon
folder.
cards, yeah. But only just have it as like a really small kind of like square, like an album cover.
Oh, that would be amazing, and they could do so much. Like, could you imagine like a museum playset where you like buy the museum? It comes with Blathers, it comes with a player character, like. Oh my gosh! And you could go to a shop and like Lego minifigures.
Yeah.
You can buy the creatures, and they all have their own little stands that they fit into a place. Like,
I mean, Animal Crossing just need to start by reprinting the amiibo cards in the UK. Then they can go on with all that sort of stuff.
oh my gosh, they do.
Okay, next question is. What was your first console and what game did you have for it? Like the first game you played on it? Is JayBee still starting with you?
See, I got nostalgic a few days ago, and I kept playing it on the TV on YouTube. I don't know what it's called. I completely forgot. It's for the GameCube. That was the first console I ever got, and it was this Mickey Mouse game. It was like Mickey Mouse and the Mirror Adventure, or the Hall of Mirrors, something to do with mirrors. And it was where you had to go around this kind of mansion looking for different keys. And there's this one level that I could not do, where you had to blast a ghost from the sky using a little aeroplane. And that's what burnt a hole through that system.
Yeah, your parents literally took that off you, like, no, you've burnt a hole in it now, you've ruined it, you've played it too much.
Yeah, so that was it.
What was yours?
I think mine was the DS, wasn't it?
Are we doing handhelds?
Yeah, any kind
It's
of
a console,
system.
isn't it?
Oh, so I might have to change mine then. But yeah, yours was the DS, right?
Yeah, and I think the first game, what was it? No, I know it was a Pokemon game.
So it would have either have been Pokémon Platinum, or maybe even Mario
It's the one
64 on the
one I
DS.
lost, I think.
Yeah, that was Platinum.
Platinum. It was Platinum, the first game I played.
See, that was cool. I missed the starters. They still haven't added in the starters into Sword and Shield. All you can get is the Alolan starters and the Galarian starters, and I think the Cantonian starters. But you can't get Empoleon, and I really want Empoleon. And Infernape as well. Because you chose Infernape and I chose Empoleon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think mine was, I remember about my 8th birthday, I had like this stack of presents and I opened one, and inside the first thing I opened was a PlayStation 2 game, and at the time I didn't have a PlayStation 2, so it's kind of like, okay, that's telling me what I'm getting for my birthday now. And the game was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire for the PlayStation 2.
Wait, you got the game before the console?
I got all the stuff for my birthday, but because my parents are so uncoordinated with gifts, like, my dad was literally just like, yeah, open this. And then my mum was like, oh, look what you've done now. Like, that was a mean present and you ruined it. And at the time, I didn't know, like, they didn't know you had to have a memory card for it or anything. So me and my brother had started playing this Harry Potter game, but we didn't have a memory card to save it. So my dad had gone out to get the memory card, and we'd done like half the game. And as I went to put the memory card in to save it, my thumb hit the reset button after we'd spent like 5 hours trying to complete this game. And my brother was like, I'm never playing a game with you ever again. And he still hasn't. Like, yeah, that was my introduction to console gaming.
Oh my gosh. See, that was such a fun story. We spoke about that on episode 1, but that's really funny.
Your turn again, JayBee.
Right. Or we could do some ASMR. Right, JayBee, what is the first video game you remember playing with Millie? So are we saying mobile games don't count?
Yeah, like, we're talking like Wii, DS, that sort of thing.
So it would either be Mario Kart on the Wii, or I'm pretty sure it was Mario Party 8.
I think, and you're probably going to tell me I'm wrong,
You're wrong.
wasn't C there the first time that we played a game on a console together?
You know what? Quite possibly, but no, because I think in your parents' place that first time, straight after what was it, the first year of uni, you had the Wii there, and it had those games, and we played them. And I think it was Mario Party 8, because you were like, oh, this is like an old game, like, I don't know if you've played it or if you like it, and I was like, oh my gosh, because that was like one of my big childhood games, because I remember unboxing a Wii for Christmas one year, and they had, was it Wii Sports, where it was bowling and boxing?
Yeah.
Wii Sports.
I tried to make you play that recently, and it said I had a higher fitness level than you, and you cried for a week.
Oh,
Games only reward it when you're lazy. They don't actually expect
because
you
we've
to
played
move.
because we've played Just Dance together. Yeah, and you just stand there completely still, just flailing your arms about, and I'm there like doing jazz hands. I'm like getting on my knees.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to do jazz hands.
I'm spinning, and it's just acting like I'm some type of Meshuggah. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
You do the wrong moves. That's your problem.
But no, it was. I remember unboxing that Wii Sports and Mario Party 8, and at that time the Wii was set up in the kind of main TV next to the kitchen, like the kind of smaller one.
Yeah.
And I just remember. I think was it with you, or was it with? We've got no channel name for our sister. So was it you or was it Sis? I think it was you, wasn't it? That we were playing. It was one of you, but I remember Boomer just like coming down and going, "Oh, you can do this on like the DS things. What's different?" And I'm like, "Look, I can whack my Wii remote up and it throws the dice. Leave me alone," because I was hooked. And so
I'm surprised he wasn't just drooling over the fact you could get something that was sports for a console.
That's a good point.
Like, I'm surprised he didn't encourage you to all have a Wii each in your room with like a Wii Fit board, Just Dance, Wii Sports, all that sort of thing.
But at that stage, we were categorically not allowed TVs in our bedrooms, which is a fact I'm kind of grateful for growing up. But at the time, it was a bit like, oh, because he was the type of person that he'll wake up, he'll stick on the news, and then obviously when he's at work, we'll be at school. We get back, he'll stick the football on, and then he'll stick on like Casualty or something, and then he'll put on the match of the day or something to round up. So if we wanted to use the TV upstairs, which is where the Wii was at the time, we couldn't. And it was even to a point where the bigger TV in the upstairs room was so connected to the smaller one that if we tried to do like the AV cables into the smaller one, it would interfere with the signal upstairs. So there was literally no time to play until we got like kind of downstairs area.
See, I find it really ironic. You were like, oh, when we weren't allowed TVs in our room. So you and your older sister never got a TV in your room until you moved out, and C's room's got like one of the biggest TVs I've ever seen in it.
But I don't know if that's my parents adapting, because I guess there's more technology and stuff. I've no clue, but like, see, I don't know. I'm kind of glad, because I think if I did have a TV in my room, I would have just like, I don't know, I would have watched it all the time. I would never have read anything. I would have just spent my life watching, I don't know what I would watch, like Teen Titans or Pokémon or something.
Did you say Teen Titans?
The Teen Titans.
Oh, TN.
Teen, like teenager.
Oh, it sounded like you said T and Titans, like they were going for a cup of tea.
No, it's like, when there's trouble, you know who to call. Teen Titans. From the tower they can see it all. It was a good show. And Ben 10. Oh, what else? I'm not getting into this. Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Start with you again. Who's your favourite Nintendo game character?
The Nintendo Guru. um, no, my favourite Nintendo character, obviously Luigi. It's gonna be Luigi because I love KK Slider, but I think KK Slider is a heavy hitter. I love him. I'm gonna cuddle the plush toys I've got of him until the day I drop. But I think Luigi's just such an obvious underdog that you just kind of have to root for him. Like there was the year of Luigi, like I said. But other than that, he's like in the Luigi's Mansion games, but he's completely neglected in Odyssey apart from that like balloon mini game, and I just think I can relate to him, and I love him, and I always will.
Casey, who's your favourite?
Lineback.
Lineback's awesome. He has the best soundtrack.
Who's Lineback?
Do you want to explain?
No.
No. Well, he's like this sailor, a bit of a scurvy dog from the Legend of Zelda series. I think I've seen them in Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
He's only in them too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. But he just comes in as like a larger than life charismatic figure, and he like just looks at Link, who's like meant to be like, the main hero, and every time without fail he just like starts strangling him and like shaking him about to try and like get information out of him, and you just see poor Toon Link's eyes just start like getting all dizzy, and he just throws him to the floor, and it's great slapstick comedy. It's like when Donkey meets Shrek. It's just a great duo. He needs his own story or his own manga.
So I'd say my answer's going to be quite limited because the only Nintendo games I've played where you're not just like your own me or whatever is Mario Kart, Mario Party and Animal Crossing. And I don't feel like any characters really stand out to me from Mario. I'm always Peach, but I think that's just because there's not that much variety of like female characters. So I'm going to guess it's someone from Animal Crossing. And I don't like KK Slider as much as you do. Isabelle and Tom Nook really annoy me.
Even Tom Nook?
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably guess Celeste.
Celeste is gorgeous. I love Celeste. We've got a Celeste plush toy.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that I'm gonna say Celeste is because you bought me that really cute plush toy.
They're also my birthday twin.
Yeah.
And I think there's no better birthday
Yay,
twin
twins.
than the Yay. Right. What's the next big questions? Ooh, what is your desert island console? So, shall you start with this one? I think so, Melly. You can start.
Okay, so I feel like my favourite console probably was... I don't know, I'd say that maybe the Wii was my favourite in terms of like... You know how we've talked about, I think it was with Harley Q, that the Wii was probably the most revolutionary console at the time. But I feel like in terms of replayability, the console I spent the most hours on was the PlayStation 2. I really like story games, so like I had like 3 Harry Potters for that I spent at least 20 hours on each. There was like stupid little music games that I used to love, so I'd say PlayStation 2.
So that's like your ride or die console.
Yeah. I guess if like could only have one, it's got to be that.
See, that surprises me, but at the same time, it's really cool to get variety because I don't have much experience playing that, so that's awesome.
You're gonna bully me. There was this game that I really used to like that was based on an American TV show. It's called like Pop Idol or something, and you literally just had to press the buttons to like match the music, and they did this little performance, and I absolutely loved it.
Like Dance Dance Revolution or something where there's like a thing that flashes up where it says press left, and you press left and you do that correct dance. It says press up. Yes.
But they were singing as well, and you had to choose what song they were going to do, and I used to love it.
Oh, we had one like that. You could do that on like on that Madagascar Wii game. You could dance, and it was like who would get yeeted off into a lava pit, and oh my gosh.
So I'm pretty much coming across as a typical girl, but...
Oh, and in Club Penguin you had a thing like that.
It was in the disco area.
Disco. Whoop, whoop. So what's your ride or die console, see?
I think it'll probably be the Xbox.
Why do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I like it.
Well, what's its best features? Is it
I don't
the
know.
first party games, the graphics, the memories you've got with your friends?
I think it's to do with my friends and just some of the games that they've got on it.
So that's good.
I quite like them.
I think a game console can only be as good as its game library by definition.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Wii U was amazing, but it didn't start off with great games, or at least not games that it showed off what it could do. Like when the DS launched, they said, okay, everyone loves Mario 64, that's a big console game, so we're going to show you that we can use that game style in the DS. And it was, oh my gosh, like if you'd grown up on Mario 64, the fact that you could then play it portably would be like revolutionary. Whereas with the Wii U, one of the launch titles for that was just the Mario Bros 2D game, which, as cool as it is, it's something that you could do on the Wii, it's something you could do on the DS. There was nothing like absolutely revolutionary there. So, yeah, and I guess for that reason, and I know this is going to seem obvious now, and I'm actually surprised that you two haven't like said something. I mean, less so with C, because I know C is definitely more like an Xbox, PlayStation type person, but my favourite ride or die console is the Switch, and I think that's become more prominent with the release of 3D All Stars, like, because there was always a reason for me to go back to other ones. Like, I want to play on the Wii because I want to play on Galaxy again, because that's like my favourite like type of interactive Mario game. Like, that's something I really want to play again. But then it's setting up the sensor bar, making sure it's got batteries, getting the nunchucks out. It's all that faff, and now that I can play that, it's amazing. And there's Animal Crossing on it. There's just all my favourite games are basically on there. I mean, there's some that aren't, but I think there will be eventually. Even 3D World, one of the biggest reasons to even invest in a Wii U at this point is coming over to the Switch next year. So yeah, my favourite game console of all time is Nintendo Switch.
Fair enough. And I can't say I'd like really disagree with that. Just kind of childhood memories kind of argues against it. So the next question is, what Mario game's your favourite? So who's starting?
I think maybe you should, because I answered that somewhat prematurely.
Okay. My favourite Mario game is probably going to be Mario Kart 8 for the Wii. Just because it's probably my most played game ever. Like, I feel like I first played that when I was about 12. Like, I used to go to my friend's house, they had a Wii in their playroom, and we just used to play Mario Party for like hours, to the point where she just used to like run into her mum crying that she wanted me to go home because I was winning.
Really?
Yeah. You know, I told you about Amy.
And
it was her. Whenever
she ran to him like,
she genuinely asked her mum to drive me home because I'd won like 3 in a row. And then it was one of the first games that I played with JayBee, and then we played that game with C as well the first time I came to stay here. So yeah, it's always been a good game for me. That's
pretty good. And it's weird because I remember absolutely loving it, and then finding the one on the Switch, and then just going back to it and kind of not thinking much about the graphics, and just the fact that it seems like it just forces the tilt controls on you. But I think that just added to like the Nintendo charm at the time of like the Wii, where it was like for everyone, you could just play it, and like the greatest casual gaming experience. And I think that was the first game that I was ever properly hyped for being released, because I think that was when I first started getting into YouTube, like not like doing it but like watching it. So I'd like watch, what did I used to watch? I'd come home from school, run upstairs to the conservatory, and I'd always go through the motions. I'd check to see if there was a trailer for Ghostbusters 3 and and I'd like even watch like fan-made trailers.
How many years ago was this?
Years and years, and like, oh gosh, I must have been, say it was from like year 2 upwards.
So year 2 you would have been, gosh, I think you'd have been 8. So you're now 22. So 14 years ago you were waiting for Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah. Like,
and you still are.
Like, I would watch like fan-made trailers and like start freaking out thinking that they were real, going, oh my gosh, they're bringing like Rick Moranis back, oh it's Slimer, and just realising it was like footage from like the game, or like stuff from Universal Studios. And then and I'd also check to see people playing Oogie's Revenge to like get like the sequel story to Nightmare Before Christmas. But I remember like stumbling upon the trailer for, I think it was Mario Kart on the Wii, and just seeing how it was like I thought that the coolest things in the world were the remotes where it was the wheels, and I remember we got it and I was absolutely hooked. We got the wheels and it was just amazing. It was back when we used to have a local game shop here it was called Chips, and then it was called Game Dojo, and now it's closed and I'm upset. You remember that place?
Yeah.
That was a great place. They even did like the Pokemon distribution events there and everything. I don't know why it closed, but
So pushing you for your favourite Mario game, JayBee.
did C not say his?
You started talking, so you're volunteering yourself.
I'm a chatterbox though. Okay, so I've made no secret of the fact that my favourite Mario game is Mario Galaxy, from the deluxe soundtrack to stunning visuals, not to mention a huge array of level design. You know, you can be in a cascading black darkness of celestial stars, to underwater caverns, to haunted mansion planets where you're literally navigating yourself around some macabre wasteland, trying to race King Boo, trying to rescue Luigi. I just think it's the perfect Mario game, and that's all I've got to say. That I wish that I could come up with a way of saying, oh, but here's the argument I'm going to make for Odyssey, and I do love that. I even cried when I finished it, but I don't think there's any other Mario games that I can make a big argument for, except for nostalgia, so maybe that first DS game, but no, I think Galaxy for me.
Okay. See, what about you?
JayBee took mine.
Galaxy?
I would say Galaxy. But if I had to pick something else, I'd probably go Mario Kart 7.
Oh, the one from the 3DS?
The DS.
Oh, the DS, the normal DS?
Yeah.
See, there's a lot I miss about that, like customised carts.
You could change the logo on the car as well.
Could you?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Isn't it?
Wait.
Am I on about the...
No, I think you
I'm
could.
on about the DS one.
Yeah. You could also... I don't know if you could have your Mii on there, but you could literally customise it to whatever you want, man. Everything.
That sounds really cool. I never played any Mario games other than I started at 8, so I didn't know the DS one.
I think the one on the Wii was literally just Mario Kart Wii, and then 8 was on the Wii U, and 8 Deluxe is on the Switch. And now I guess you've got Home Circuit, which we'll be playing. Okay. Ooh. Right.
I've got 4 left in the bucket after that.
Okay, this is one for C, so I'll ask this of you, my friend. So, C, who does JayBee remind you of the most? Either Mario, Bowser, or King Boo?
I'd say Bowser.
Why?
Because he's big and loud.
That's fair enough.
I mean, honestly, you made a noise downstairs earlier, and your dad was like, "What's wrong with the dogs? What's wrong with the dogs?" And they thought it was them making the noise.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of flattered that it's not because I'm some malevolent reptile, but no, that's fair enough, because I can get pretty loud.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, the next one is... Oh, okay, JayBee's probably gonna talk for a good 15 minutes here. What's your favourite game theme music? Go, JayBee.
What, like, main theme?
Just any kind of game's music.
Right, so I guess standout ones are ones that I've kind of already touched upon, but one that I think is very underutilized or underappreciated is the whole soundtrack of the Mario and Luigi Partners in Time DS game. Because I think the emotion that you get from that carries the fact that there's very little dialogue in terms of like storyline progression. So it's meant to be like an RPG game, so like you're in a submersed story, and you can have like, the main theme from Peach's Castle, which is pretty much the same from Mario 64, but because the bad guys in it, the Shroobs, are like aliens, they don't really say anything in English, they just kind of speak in gobbledygook, kind of nonsense language. But you can get to sections where there's this one that sticks out to me like so much, where you're in like this forest and there's a toad being transformed into a shroob. They're like attached onto a tree, and you can tell that this place is like a desolate wasteland world. It's almost post-apocalyptic just from the soundtrack alone. You know that you're entering a bit of a bleak world. So I think that's underappreciated, but again, I'm gonna like, you know...
Here comes Mario
Yeah,
Galaxy.
I'm gonna praise Galaxy on saying that, oh, Galaxy's soundtrack is like, it's like the first orchestrated Mario game. I'm so happy that I can now listen to it whenever I want to because of 3D All-Stars. But I'm gonna like change a variety of things now. Again, another one, Mario 3D World. And also, the final boss theme for Mario on the Wii, it's like this level where you're in like the propeller suit and you have to like avoid Mario's like fireballs.
Mario's fireballs.
No, Bowser's fireballs. And get to like this the situation where you can just thwart him at the end. That theme tune is banging.
Okay, so that was about 10 answers. You've got to choose one.
I'm not choosing one. I
You've got
can't,
to
because then
choose
I've got to
one.
bring Spirit Tracks into it. I've got to bring 64 into
Right,
it.
top of your head, you don't get any more words, just choose one.
I can't. Okay, Galaxy.
Okay.
But I can make arguments for more,
Okay,
so I'm not just biased.
leave it
I'm
there,
not
okay?
just biased.
Just leave it there. See what's yours.
Probably Spirit Tracks. Just a blend of, I don't know, how do you say, old timey music.
Yeah, like
Instruments,
the Hyrule theme's very medieval.
Hmm.
But then you've got, I don't know how to describe it, but like that Burns theme is different, the Evil theme's different, and the Locomo songs, they all have their own unique style. What about Millie Miller?
Okay, so mine, again, is probably going to be one that neither of you have heard. You know, again, going back to the PlayStation 2, the game I was talking about, the first game I played, the Goblet of Fire, was probably my favourite soundtrack too. Like, I just remember the music being in the background and all this rain pattering as you're like running across the outside of the castle, and I think just because it was like the first game I ever remember seeing on like a TV screen, it just kind of stuck with me the most.
Did it utilise like its own original score, or was it, say, songs from the film?
I believe there was some from the film for like cutscenes and stuff, but during actual gameplay there was kind of just like their own kind of scores dedicated to each area. So if you're on the outside of the castle, like on the kind of top bits in the towers, there was some music for that. When you went into the Forbidden Forest, there was an entire different sort of music. I think that's how it went anyway. It was a long time ago.
Okay, I think I had that on PC, but oh my gosh. Okay.
I just heard you were starting to talk again, JayBee. I was like, no,
Oh.
put in there.
Okay, so this is another one for our good friend C here. So C, what game do you most associate with JayBee?
Animal Crossing.
Why?
Because you're obsessed with it.
Obsessed?
Mm.
Why obsessed? Why can I not just be an enthusiastic fanatic?
Because you're always on it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. Although I've been neglecting it over the last few days, admittedly, but I don't know.
See, I don't know. I was expecting like a full-on childhood memory from you. To like, you know, you were telling me about like Lego Harry Potter, where you just used to go into that mini game section and try and flatten each other with the night bus and stuff.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And also what? So we play in that. What else did we play together? Obviously Mario Bros.
We've played everything together.
Spore, Club Penguin. Did we ever play Friv? What was Friv?
That's just a collection of games.
Yeah, it's kind of the only site you could ever access on school computers.
There's also this one where like I remember like some of the edgier kids playing it. I've completely forgotten about it until now. But it's where you could like throw George Bush into space. It was a weird game I know. Okay, moving swiftly on.
Yeah, so after this question there's only one left. So this one, JayBee says, kind of following a bit of a trend on Twitter right now, and that is, what 4 games summarise your childhood? JayBee, start with you.
Okay, so we kind of answered this on Twitter. So
he's
again,
going to be able to keep it brief, right?
huge thanks to Stilo and Cree for like making us aware of that tweet. But it was Zelda Spirit Tracks. It was I can't believe I forgot Partners in Time on that. But it was Zelda Spirit Tracks. What else did I do?
Galaxy.
It might not have been Galaxy. It was that Mickey Mouse game. It was Spore. Because Spore's amazing.
And it was Galaxy because you asked me if you qualified as a child when that came out.
I think
And
I
mentally
changed
you were
it though.
still 6.
I think I changed it though, but yeah, I think Galaxy. We'll say Galaxy.
See?
It'll be Pokemon. Keep forgetting the name of it.
Platinum.
Platinum. Ocarina of Time. And Twilight Princess on the Wii.
What about Spirit Tracks?
And Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
It's good. And mine were, I think, Sims 2, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire for the PlayStation 2. I can't remember what the other 2 were. What did I say?
It was that like fashionista
Oh
game.
yeah, there was JoJo's Fashion Show. And
JoJo.
Imagine Cooking was the other one. It was like the first game I had for the DS.
Was it?
Yeah.
What Nintendo? Did you play Nintendo?
I did play Nintendogs, but I was never a pet person.
Oh yeah, you
ever.
weren't, were you? And that was the one thing that broke my heart about
Yeah. I was like, I'm never having a dog, and then you introduced me to little Bobby, and now I'm in love.
you. Bobby's the worst dog to fall in love to. He's a criminal. He's a
Gorgeous. You
smooth
can't
criminal.
say that to me.
It's disgusting.
He was pretending to not be able to breathe every time I walked away from him today. He was so cute.
Yeah, he's manipulative.
It's adorable.
I mean, he's got a cute little nose, but I don't think he likes me very much.
Okay,
So,
last question, JayBee.
and then I've got a few questions for the two of you.
Oh dear.
Some concluding questions. So,
I thought you were going to rip that then.
okay, so this is a bit different, and it's kind of fitting that we've kind of got this for like the last official question.
And
but
we're
it is,
starting with JayBee because I already know what this is.
what is your desert island movie? I don't have a desert island movie.
Are you sure? Is it not Cabin in the Woods?
Well,
That's brilliant. The amount of times you've bullied me into watching that. Like, every time we go to sit down and I'm like, okay, what are we going to watch tonight? You're like, let's watch Cabin in the Woods. We watched that last night. Yeah, so we can watch it again.
it's a brilliant satire on the horror genre at the same time of being a fanboy's love story to the franchise.
We saw it yesterday. Yeah, but I've ordered it on DVD since then, so now I can watch it on there instead.
I'm
If you
sad.
wanted satire, just watch Scary Movie.
Well, no, because that's like the lowest common denominator satire. This is like good writing.
Is
It
it?
is. It's genius
it?
writing.
Yeah.
But that isn't my desert island movie.
Okay.
I think my desert island movie. There's so many. There's The Incredible. Okay, no, I'm not gonna rant about my favorite movies. I think it is the director's cut.
Oh, it's
Of-
gonna be Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors director's cut, because the ending of that is glorious, from the soundtrack to the set designs. Yes.
Come on, okay, so sing some of it to us.
What do you
Please
mean?
don't.
Just sing one of the songs, like,
You don't
quickly.
have to.
It's normally
You
me
did-
that's singing on these videos.
Yes,
I
but-
want to hear your little snippet.
See, just said that I didn't have to.
Yeah, I want to hear your little snippet.
What, of the ending song,
Just
of what
anything.
song? I don't remember any. I guess,
Suddenly Seymour, go.
I don't know that song.
I thought it was you Desert Island movie.
Well, there was that one like, son, be a dentist, I'll be a dentist. Da, 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 da. I don't know.
Okay, you can stop embarrassing yourself now.
Suddenly Cecil. No, Cecil.
Seesaw? Okay, what would your movie be, Sue?
That's a hard one. I don't really have a favourite movie.
Oh, I should have chosen Spirited Away.
We just didn't
Cheers.
see his answer now.
Spirited Away.
What do you like about it, or are you just saying it because you've got no imagination or discernible?
No, he was so
Right.
happy when it came onto Netflix.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so I haven't watched it in a while.
Who's your favourite Spirited Away character?
Probably No Face.
Yes. I can relate to No Face on a lot of levels, because I'm always hungry. What about Millie Millie?
Okay, mine is pretty much just as cliche as JB's. So mine would be Hairspray, the adaptation with Zac Efron in it.
How was mine cliche?
It's a musical. What? Like, no. But yeah, mine would be the one with Zac Efron in it, and it was one of the first kind of, like, we always watch movies, but there was JayBee's choice, like Shaun of the Dead, that sort of thing. And it was the first one that was kind of a mutual agreement to watch, and we were like singing our heads off in student accommodation at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was just really fun. And we've never watched it and not just had an amazing time singing along together. So if I could have one movie forever, it'd be that one.
Okay, so that was good. I love those questions. Thank you so much for preparing them, Millie. Not you. You did nothing. But yeah, I've got, I guess, one kind of question that I want to toss out there to you two lovely people. So we've spoken about a lot of games today, obviously, and we've also spoken about movies. Now, movie adaptations of games have a notoriously bad reputation. But if you guys could choose one game that we've spoken about in this podcast to be adapted into a new movie, what would it be? And do you have any like casting decisions or storyline, options? So we'll start with Millie.
Oh, you would. You're horrible. Can't you answer this yourself first?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could.
Yeah, you go first.
So, I suppose what I would really, really love is a full-fledged live-action Pokemon, I guess, remake or Pokemon movie. So I want to see, I guess, the Diamond and Pearl story come into it, because I love the movies that they did do for that. Like, there was this one recurring character called Baron Alberto. Like, in the Darkrai movie, which is my favourite Pokemon movie, he gets transformed into a Licky, and he calls himself Baron Licky, and it's like one of the cutest things ever. And if they like add it into that universe or that continuity, I would just love to see like, a like high stakes live action thing. Maybe the protagonist won't be Ash, maybe it'll be an original one.
Detective Pikachu.
Like, yeah, Detective Pikachu teaming up with Baron Licky to like take down some like ultimate Darkrai. I think that would be awesome.
Okay.
And the soundtrack would be pang.
I think I've worked out what C's answer's gonna be. Do you know what yours is gonna be?
Splatoon.
No, I know what mine's gonna be.
I was guessing yours is gonna be Zelda.
No, I was gonna say I don't think they should make anything into a live action because it's not meant to be live action.
So do you think it should be animated?
Cartoony is because it doesn't go against your like realism.
Yeah, but could you not imagine like?
Is there anything that you'd want a game making into a cartoon then, like something that you could just sit and watch?
Or like an anime?
Not really.
You wouldn't love a Zelda movie?
No.
Okay, well I guess that makes sense.
It would just ruin it, personally.
I see that. Like, they made that Mario one, and it was awful. They made... What other ones did they make? They tried to make like loads of Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
I've never seen them though.
Okay, so my answer is I'd go for like Jumanji style, making Mario Party, one of the board games, into like some Jumanji style thing where you like the actors get transported into this game, and like, you know how we were talking how you could like recreate the mini games yourself, and we talked about some concepts for doing that with C. Just like to see them have to then do the mini games, like just the stupid ones, like where there's that bit of steak that you have to fry in a pan and that sort of thing.
And can take pancake.
Yeah, I guess you could just kind of make that into, like I said, a Jumanji style board game.
Snack attack.
Yeah, you'd like that one.
See, that's a great thing. They should do that, because there's so many that they could do for that. They've not done a Monopoly movie yet, but I think they could do that, and it would be at least quirky. Okay, I've just thought of one.
Isn't half of this just watching a stream, though? You just sit and see the game be completed in front of you.
No, this is what I want. There's been the Lego movie, which was immensely popular, and then I think, who was it? Was it Mega Bloks or Playmobil that tried to like capitalise on that by making a Playmobil movie? I'd love it if Nintendo would like commission an Amiibo movie. Like, I don't know what would happen in it, but I just think that'd be awesome, because it could be like a Smash Bros movie, and that would be amazing, because that would be like the ultimate crossover. Like, could you imagine that, like Master Hand or something could be like Thanos, and you could get Kid Icarus, Mario teaming up, but it could be like that. Imagine that, an Amiibo movie. I don't know what they would do. It'd probably be like just people looking for Amiibos and not being able to find them, but that'd be awesome.
I've just come up with a question. Another one, okay?
Don't do it.
So we've all played Smash Bros, right?
Yeah.
And you've recently done a video about introducing KK Slider, so you can't use that as your answer. And of course we've all watched that hilarious Steve video, right?
Yeah, Nindoko's Steve reaction was one of the
Yeah.
best videos I've seen on the platform.
Who would you add into that game?
The creeper. That was amazing. I'm gonna link that into the description. Okay, who would I add? So it's kind of, so obviously because Steve was added, everything's fair game now as long as it's appeared on a Nintendo console. So
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot's fair game. I guess that AI interface from Riska's game, Mr. Monopoly's game.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh, so people inspire. I want to find one that no one's heard of.
I've got one.
I want Lego Harry Potter, because I think they could do so
Ooh,
much
that
with
could
that.
work.
You could do like speed builds around enemies. The final smash could be like a Hogwarts, that big Hogwarts box, Lego box being tipped out into the stage, and he's like speed building, and then like a lot of Dementors come out and like pulverize all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That would be amazing. I really want that. What's C's?
I would say the Doom Slayer.
Who the heck is the Doom Slayer?
You know, the main character of Doom.
Oh, the one that looks like Master Chief.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wasn't that, oh my gosh, can you imagine that?
Everybody else.
You just go around beating people up. I'm like, I don't know what he would do.
Okay, so for my answer, I don't actually know who's in Smash Bros because I always play as the same person. So tell me, JayBee, is there like Splatoon characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Inklings are there. What, did you said the Inkling? That's what you were going to come up with?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know who's in this.
So let me tell you who I think you would really love to be in that, based on the games you've played.
Okay, I've got one.
Tell me.
It's a pretty rubbish idea. Don't really care. So you talked about adding KK Slider, right? Going for a different Animal Crossing character. Have Blathers, and you can have all these things from the museum just like thrown out to attack the other person.
That would be amazing. Like, Blathers, he defeats the Smash Ball, then he gets out a whale shark and just starts smashing it against
I was
Mario.
thinking more like the T-Rex fossils and stuff.
Oh my gosh, like Luigi's Mansion, there could be one that he like possesses when it comes to life and starts like chomping down on people.
Yeah. And like their special power-up could be like Celeste flying in, because the two are quite linked.
Oh, I love Celeste. Any excuse. Oh, yeah, and Celeste could summon shooting stars to like
Just,
attack people,
yeah,
like
flying.
meteor
Yeah.
shower almost. Like.
I'm not completely stupid. So, did you have any like final questions before you wrap up, JayBee?
I guess final question. Final question. I guess it's one to you and one to C, but you can both answer. I guess one of them is about Mario All Stars, and it's I guess more directed to C because I think we've just played through 64. Well,
Yeah.
I have and you've watched, but we've been introduced to it. So, what did you think of Mario 3D All Stars from what you've played? What's your kind of mini review?
It's pretty sick, mate.
Doesn't get more of a mini review than that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty. I love it a lot. There's been a lot of criticism on it, but I love it. So I guess the next one would be, if you guys are aware of any upcoming events or upcoming games for the Switch or anything, what are you most excited for? If you're excited for any releases or anything like that.
I'd say Hyrule Warriors.
Oh,
And
Age of
Breath of
Calamity.
the Wild 2.
Wait, isn't Hyrule Warriors gonna be Breath of the Wild 2?
No.
It's different.
Yeah.
So when does that come out? I think that comes out November
12,
sometime.
something like that.
Are you gonna pre-order it?
No.
You're just gonna
Maybe,
buy
I
it?
don't know.
So what? It's like Hyrule Warriors, the first one. You just run about and beat things up.
Yeah, but it's got more story to it than that.
Who do you want to see as like a playable character? Do you want Impa, Wolfling?
Well, you've already seen that Impa and all the champions are playable.
All the champions.
Yeah. If you actually played the game, you'd know.
Who are the
Oh, he's
champions?
gonna, aren't you?
Who are the champions?
You're gonna play that game all the way through, aren't you?
Queen.
No, Daruk,
Oh, I
Ravioli,
love Ravioli. I love Daruk.
Sidon.
He's gonna end up trying to eat the screen if there's someone called Ravioli.
I love Ravioli.
Right. can't remember his actual name, but most people call him Ravioli.
Ravioli, give me the formuoli.
Yeah. Urbosa and someone else, I've forgotten her name.
Linebeck. He just strangles all the opponents.
Mifa, that's it.
Mifa?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, what about Millie? What's your anticipated games or...
Updates? Can I?
Oh yeah, updates. Yeah, go
So
for
I guess anticipated game, and I don't know if it classes as a separate entity, but there is Home Circuit that we've got arriving soon.
Yeah.
And doesn't that come in the next few days?
It's meant to arrive on... Is it next Saturday? Whenever?
Yeah, I feel like we worked it out. It was going to arrive when we had the house to ourselves for a little bit, so that we'd be able to just like, you know, get everyone else out to work, and then we could just set courses up around the dining table and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that quite a lot and getting some stuff like that out on the channel. And as always, I'm looking forward to the next Animal Crossing update because I got really bad burnout and I'd not been playing it for like 2-3 weeks. And now I've put like 100 hours in the last week. And it's a bit sad, but it's good.
No, I love that because I think the next one will be like the November Harvest
Yeah,
one,
it's going
which
to
will
be
be
Jack,
amazing.
isn't it? Not Jack.
Like Franklin.
Jingle.
Oh, Jingle will be amazing.
And you know, Christmas is my favourite time of the year, so...
Christmas is awesome. I just feel like universally, I mean, there's no physical reason why C and I should actually celebrate Christmas, because obviously, Mum is of a Sikh background, and Boom is of a Jewish background. So, I don't know why we celebrate Christmas, but I'm glad we do. And they've always made their own little efforts, like calling the house, pretending to be elves, and we'd always run about trying to find one of them on the phone.
Please.
So yeah, I'm gonna answer my own question here, and I think maybe this is one that C might have said but kind of forgot about. But again, I think Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is an amazing shout because a lot of people are excited for that, and maybe not me included, but probably after a bit more Breath of the Wild goodness, I'll probably warm up to the idea. But mine, without a shadow of a doubt, is Mario 3D World. Like, oh my gosh, I pre-ordered it from the Nintendo website. Like, okay, to our UK listeners listening, I don't know if this is the same for the US or anywhere else, but the pre-order, I guess not the pre-order bonus, because you do have to spend a bit more buck on it, but if you're willing to spend a bit more money, you can pre-order 3D World along with a little cuddie, like a cuddly toy. So you can get Cat Mario, Cat Peach, Cat Luigi, or Cat Toad, and they will come along with your game. So I've pre-ordered Mario 3D World with Cat Luigi.
What,
So I would like...
Someone in a onesie just comes and collects it.
no, you...
I would
well,
like
the Amazon guys with the Cat Luigi suit.
I want to add even more context to this. Remember, everyone, C is the younger brother here, right? And JayBee went into C's room the other day and was like, so you know if you pre-order that game, can you get the one with the teddy so I can have another teddy?
Well, can you
He's
please?
stealing his younger brother's teddies.
Please.
It's so sad.
Please. I'll be your best friend.
No.
But no, yeah, you can do that, and I'm so excited. Will you play 3D World with me? Will you?
If you finish Breath of the Wild by then, we can talk.
Yeah.
You said you would.
Maybe if you give it a bit more of a go.
You said you would off
Instead of just
camera.
yeeting yourself off the side of the tower.
You're a nasty person. You said you would, and now you're trying to be cool. Right, but yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to, and ultimately I do want to collect all the cuddly toys for it, because I just think that's awesome.
You're going to end up with 10 copies of the game just to get every variant.
I'll love every copy of the game I have. I love it. So yeah, I guess that kind of wraps things up. Because C doesn't really have an online presence, we can't really plug his stuff, but I guess we can just do our shameless plugs right now. So if you're interested in the future of the channel, you can find us on Twitter at JMillyVids, and we'll also be doing podcasts like this every Sunday. There's a back catalogue of about 7 other episodes where we sit down with members of the community for a little chit chat. So thank you so much to all the new subscribers that have come in recently. We appreciate it so much. we are doing a variety of Nintendo gaming, such as Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario 3D All-Stars, so we've done a playthrough of Mario 64. We're going to hop on to Mario Galaxy next, and then finish with our Mario Sunshine playthrough, and it's going to be amazing. We're doing speed builds, and the kind of highlight of the month, so to speak, in terms of new content, will be Mario Home Circuit Live. We're really looking forward to bringing that content out to you guys ASAP. So any final words, for you guys, thank you so much for being a guest, C. It's been amazing to have you.
Yeah, it's been great, mate.
Oh, it's been good. So yeah, if you did enjoy this, please like, comment and subscribe.
JayBee and Millie.